Hi there, I'm going to do a quick review on the MSR Evo Ascent Snowshoes today. And these are a great snowshoe. This is actually a couple-year-old model. They haven't changed a lot, but there's one main thing that's changed, which is probably for the better, that I'll go over here in just a minute. And in general, these are very rugged. It's got an all-plastic upper, so it keeps it very rigid. And these are great for traction. Got this metal bar that goes all the way up on both sides. It's got a quite a aggressive profile on there. I don't have the best light in here. See that it really digs into the snow, or if you have ice or other things, it'll grab onto. And of course, it's got the claws on the top there that most snowshoes have. But not all of them have this. I've been on some different like tubs and are fine for walking around on not too steep of terrain, and in the snow works great. But I like to adventure up in the mountains a little bit, and things can get steep and things can go literally sideways and diagonal, and different times of the year you get soft snow or slushy stuff, or not very much. You need to dig into actual dirt sometimes. On this shoe you can see this, they're getting worn down pretty good. This one here has been used from a rental. It has a number 12 on it. Got a number 13 as well. And so they've been used, and I've been using them too. In fact, I've done most of the damage on the bottom here. And they're holding up great. Now they go on. Well, let's see. Let's just go over the features here. This is the televator, they call it, and that is for, so like I say, they have a model that's called the Evo, and this is the Evo Ascent, like going up. And the main difference is it's got 3 straps in front, where the Evo just has 2, and it's got the televator, which is fairly easy to use. Just reach down and grab this little thing here, kind of get used to where you can grab it without falling over or whatever. And then I stick my pole between my boot and the televator, and it pops right down, so that's easier than pulling it. But that is useful in going up steep hills. Really nice. Don't have to, your foot doesn't bend back so far. Not useful going downhill, so it feels really weird. So that's why it's I like to have the poles with me. Poles make it easier to switch that off and go back down. So well, it's just a short uphill, not a big deal. But if it's a long uphill, I love that televator. So yeah, if you're going to be going up hills and stuff, I recommend one with the televator on it. And I like these. They're not as long. I do have an extender, 6-inch extender, that I'll use once in a while. My last trip I did a video on, and it ranged from just a few inches up to about 4 or 5 feet deep. And it was a fairly warm day, so it was soft, and I was sinking pretty deep. So I forgot to bring my extension here, which would have been nice for part of it, not a whole lot. But in general, I like the short ones because it's more maneuverable. If you're doing a lot of uphill and things, you need to be maneuverable, and you're not going to fall over and trip on yourself as much on these. And unless you're doing pretty deep snow, 3 feet or more, this is pretty good. But it's good to have that thing. If you have a little backpack, you can throw those fins on there and take it with you. Now to the, and this has nothing to do with the new models, but I'll go explain it. These secure greatly, are very good. But it has these little pins on it that are kind of hard to pop in there when it's on your shoe. You gotta pop it in there. Like, that was pretty easy, but when it's on your shoe, not so easy. To get them off is easy. The first time I used these, I went out with my wife, and it was about 20 degrees when we started. Got colder after that, but it was a cold day. And this is still flexible, but it's just a little less flexible when it's that cold. And it almost ruined her first snow. Well, it's not her first snowshoeing, but it's first snowing experience in these. Took us about 10-15 minutes to get both our shoes on, and her hands were freezing, and so almost had to stop the trip. But another 15-20 minutes of walking, she warmed up, and we had a great time. But yeah, I had to help her. I had to help my kids get into these. So the new ones have a little clip that folds into it. So I'm going to order some of those and put them on this one to make that easier. So that's the next step. Other than that, that's the only thing. If you have an older model, if you're going to buy some older ones or something, maybe look into getting the clips. Other than that, I recommend these highly for their traction and maneuverability. Yeah, awesome shoe. All right, here it is on the shoe. Just kind of scrunched it since my foot's not in there, but it fits super snug, and you can adjust that to tightness that you need. And wraps your foot. And of course, like any shoe, this goes through here. Haven't had any issue doing it, but it's on here. It's not all the way up. Sometimes it will hit right there, right here. I've heard reviews there. I haven't had any problems. It's hitting right now when it's not on my actual foot, but you usually don't get that high anyways. So usually it's right here. And then you can see how the televator works. So for uphill, it keeps your foot more horizontal, or keeps it so you don't have to bend so far. Going up the hill makes hill climbing a lot easier. And I'm gonna have to go find my fins, but this is where the fins lock in. In fact, I'll go find those now. I'll be right back. All right, here's the little extension that goes on back of the snowshoe. And if I can show this here. Yeah, should have got my lights out. Fits right on the bottom here. This goes over those fins and up there. You kind of have to push it on, and then there's a little tightening screw right here. And that's it. It's on there, and it adds about 6 inches, I think they say, 5 to 6 inches. So now you got a pretty decent size length snowshoe there. Doesn't add too much weight. Yeah, I think they're one of the sturdier ones, probably not the lightest snowshoe out there, but they're not the most expensive either, kind of in the mid-range. And I love it. Okay. Oh, also, might as well show you the poles that I have. My wife got these for me for a really good price at a store. I didn't see them as cheap online, but these are Denali brand. They have this anti-shock thing that you can put on there, and it goes up and down just a little bit. I don't know if that's useful. Probably just adds a little weight, but aluminum, they're pretty lightweight. I don't, unless you're getting the real expensive carbon ones, these are just as light as most of them. The handle is good, and these are good too. So for the price, they do good. It comes with the snow and the more the dirt one, the small one, which I need to put on this because it's one thing I didn't check when I last time I went out. I lost the snow accessory piece down there, so I'm gonna have to put the smaller one on. And I have 2 sets of these, so I'll go by myself half the time. I'll take the one that has both the snow pieces on them. Anyway, that's it. Oh, and as far as that anti-shock thing, you just twist it like that to make it rigid, or just one twist to make it have the anti-shock thing. But you can find this brand online. It's Denali, and it's a similar one to this. I think it was, I can't remember if it's 30 something or 50 something online on Amazon. So I don't have a lot of experience with poles, so these work and are sturdy. Haven't had any issues other than losing that piece, but that was probably my fault. Didn't check that it was screwed on tight. So yep, that's it. All right, thank you. Bye.
How's your fingers, Misty?
It's frozen! It's so cold!
Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous over here. We're at Snow Basin, well, near Snow Basin Resort. I think we're gonna walk up there.